What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to talk about the Transformers Masterpiece and Transformers Masterpiece Gattai, or MPG series, and kind of what's going on in this world. So recently there was an announcement as part of the reveal of the latest Masterpiece figure, MP60 Jinrai, and it's caused some confusion and a little bit of concern, and I just want to talk about it and kind of explain what are the kind of two sides of it. What does it mean? But before we do that, let's get into a little bit of background. Some people even ask me, what does MPG mean? What does it stand for? And I figured might as well go into history here so people understand, where this is coming from. So I'm on the takaratomy.co.jp website. This is the Japanese website for Transformers Masterpiece. It's a really good resource if you're looking to see, what Masterpiece figures are out there. It has every figure that's ever come out. Among other things, there's other stuff here too, Transformers Legacy, MPG, which we'll look at, Kingdom, so on and so forth. So taking a look at the lineup here, Masterpiece line started way back in 2003 with MPO1 Convoy, or their version of Optimus Prime. And 2003, it's currently April of 2024, so that is 21 years ago. This is a very long-running line. I first saw this figure at Walmart. It was a 25th anniversary Walmart special exclusive, and it had a base and a bunch of other stuff. I thought it was a one-off thing. Little did I know there was a Masterpiece line in Japan that was continuing on. But I did buy that, and I just had that. And turns out it was a line that continued. So they continued with MPO2 Ultra Magnus, Starscream, MPO4 Complete version, which came with the trailer. The original one didn't come with a trailer. MPO5 Megatron, 06 Skywarp, 7 Thundercracker, 08 Grimlock, Grimlock King, Starscream, Ghost version, Optimus Sleep Convoy, MPO9 Rodimus. So we got a whole bunch of figures. They weren't quite scaled with each other. They were just kind of their own thing. They were bigger robots. All of these were bigger than the Masterpiece line we know today. But they were, higher quality level Masterpiece figures. Starting with MP10, they standardized the scale of the line. So they started making all of the robots kind of fit together within the same scale so that you could display them together as a collection. And that's kind of when I got involved. I got MP10 from here in the United States in Toys R Us. Now, Toys R Us had a partnership, and they had carried the Hasbro version of the Masterpiece line. Right, so there was Hasbro packaging and branding, and it was basically the same figure, but done in U.S. release. So I got into that with MP10, but that's another day. Story for another day. Well, let's continue on. We continue to get figures in the Masterpiece line for years and years to come, and even though it's numbered up to 60, we actually got 100 figures in this line. So later we'll see it talks about the 100th anniversary. When it says 100th anniversary, what they're really saying is after the release of 100 figures. But there's really 60 numbered figures. So that's where the 10, the numbering. And the numbering scheme has always been kind of crazy. It's not really easy to figure out. Sometimes they add a letter. Sometimes they add a, X. It's all over the place. But basically 100 figures over 60 numbers. So we can see, what we've been getting. We got some really good stuff in this line over time. Transformers Masterpiece is my thing. That's my channel. TM Reviews, if you didn't know, stands for Transformers Masterpiece Reviews. A little bit of a play on words because I review Transformers Masterpiece, but also my reviews are Masterpiece quality. So anyway, that's kind of how I got into this. But you'll see it ends here right now with MP60, which is Jinrai, the latest announcement. But before that, we've got a couple figures, MP44S Optimus, which I just reviewed. And then we have MP56 Rogoras, which I'm going to look at soon. And then MP59 Rhinox for Beast Wars is coming out in July. So that will be, the second to last. And they just announced that this figure, MP60, is the final Masterpiece figure under the Transformers Masterpiece brand. After that, it will merge with MPG. So let's talk about MP60 Jinrai for a second here. So Jinrai is the core robot for what we know in the United States as Power Master Optimus Prime. In Japanese, in the show, it was called Super Jinrai and Super God Master Force. So this is the core robot. MP60 is the core robot, not the trailer, just the core robot. And the question that everybody has in their mind is, what size is this? How big is this? And so let's take a look quickly at the chart, the scale chart. And in this chart, you'll see, G1 Optimus Prime right here. We've got Jinrai right here, which is basically supposed to be the same size as G1 Optimus. And then you've got Super Jinrai, who's combined with his trailer, is quite a bit taller. So the question becomes, what size is MP60? How big is MP60? And we don't know yet. They haven't released that information. This is the information they gave you. It didn't really talk about scale or the total height. Based on looking at it, I don't think it's Masterpiece scale, but we'll get into that in just a second. For now, that's the debate, right? Among the collectors is this going to be Masterpiece scale, and will the line continue in the Masterpiece scale? So now let's talk about MPG. So MPG stands for Masterpiece Gattai. It is a newer line from Takara Tomy, and it is the line in which the Masterpiece is going to merge into. So Gattai, or giant or great, it says it right here. The meaning can be interpreted, but I think it means they want to make things that combine together. So these guys, the train bots who form Raiden, right? They're a combiner. That was the first series of robots we got, and now we're getting MPG-09 Super Jinrai, which combines with his cab or Jinrai to form Super Jinrai. So far, all we've gotten here are things that combine together. Now the question is, are we going to continue getting Masterpiece figures like, for example, Carbots? We haven't gotten Jazz yet. So is Jazz going to be released under this line? So let's take a look at this guy right here, because in this announcement, if you click this little graphic, it takes you to this kind of product announcement page. And these are the two new products, right? MPG-09 Super Jinrai, MP60, Jinrai. And this core robot is actually compatible with this super robot, but MPG comes with its own core robot. So you don't have to buy MP60. The only reason to buy MP60 is if you like these toy colors for this robot here. You can buy that, and it is compatible with his bigger trailer. But MPG, if you buy it, it comes complete. It comes with the core robot. You don't need to buy anything else if that's all you want. So again, the question is, what scale is this? How big is this? Is this Masterpiece scaled? Is the core robot the size of MP44, or is it something smaller? And in this reveal, they had a picture, and it looked like this, and there was some text here. So if you translate that text, I'm going to take you over to my Facebook page where I had this picture, and you put it through Google Translate. It comes out a little wonky because of the language, but on the bottom here, you'll see it says, the Master Hero or Masterpiece series will end with this work on the 100th anniversary. 100th anniversary meaning the 100th figure. And from now on, the brand of Transformer, it means Transformer, it's just misspelled here, will be unified to the next generation's big brand, Transformers MPG. So they're merging the brand of Transformers Masterpiece with Transformers MPG. And the question we have is, what does that mean? Does that mean we're only getting MPG scaled figures, in this smaller scale? Does that mean that they'll continue to release Masterpiece style figures like Jazz and Cliffjumper and others that we haven't gotten yet, and they will be at the larger size? We don't know. We don't know the answer. They haven't answered it. But this statement is what caused all of this confusion or concern, is, are they going to stop releasing figures at the Masterpiece scale? And we don't have the answer yet. My personal opinion, based on the evidence, and let's go back to MPG, is we've gotten 7 of these trains, and all of them are in this smaller scale. And a lot of people have told me the reason they were smaller, the trains are scaled with the HO scale. If you're a train collector, then you know what I'm talking about. HO scale is a scale for model trains. And supposedly these trains are scaled with that, and that's why they're smaller. I'm not sure I believe it, but that's what people are saying. But if MPG-09 Super Jinrai is also scaled to that, then I think you have a prediction for the future of that line, which is they're all going to be scaled that way. Now, to me, this is my conjecture, right? I've given you all the facts. Now I'm going to give you my opinion and conjecture. Based on the fact that the trains have all been smaller, and it's very likely that Jinrai, this does not look MP scaled. I mean, just looking at the hands, looking at the overall hardware and how this is put together, it doesn't look like it's MP scaled. But I'll reserve judgment until it comes out. Assuming this isn't MP scaled, then that would tell me that they do want to move this line to a smaller scale, and they'll release new figures at that smaller scale. That makes a lot of sense from a business practice. That is something that Hasbro's been doing in the Legacy line, if you didn't recognize that. A lot of their line, what they used to call Voyager size or Voyager class, is no longer a size, but it's a level of figure, right? How many parts are being produced, how complex is it, how much plastic is being included in that. That affects the class. So you can now get a Voyager class figure, and I just looked at the Legacy Wheeljack, which is their Cybertronian version. That scale, the size of his figure, is a deluxe size, but it was classed as Voyager because it's got a little bit more plastic to give you the shield, and it's like a big shell former. So to me, that's kind of indicator of the direction of these companies, right? They want to increase the complexity and the value you're getting, but decrease the size, because this decreasing the size reduces their costs, right? It reduces the cost of packaging, reduces the cost of molds, it reduces everything on their end for the business, and it allows them to unify the MPG line with their main line, right? If they're making figures that fit with the main line, guess what? Now they can bridge collectors from the retail line into lines like this, lines like HasLab, because they can extend their collection. So again, this is my belief. I believe that's the direction MPG is going, is to reduce the scale and release figures that are still, nice quality figures, but at a smaller scale, so that they can do this strategy I just talked about. So that's really the question. That's kind of where we're at right now, is what size is this guy? That will kind of answer things for us. If it does come out to be a smaller scale, especially this truck, right? If this truck is not at the MP scale, but it's smaller, obviously it won't fit with your Masterpiece collection. You put it with something else. That will kind of give us the tea leaves of where they're going with this. Now, I'm still a big fan of Masterpiece. I love the line. I love the overall, what they did here, and I'm happy with what we got. But I do worry about, are they going to reduce it to a point where I don't have an interest anymore? That's the concern, right? So there are people on the other side saying, no, they're not doing that. They're going to continue releasing Masterpiece figures under the MPG line, and it's going to be the same as always. It's just changing the brand. We don't know that yet. I don't know if that's true. We haven't gotten confirmation from Takara Tomy or really anybody that that's going to continue. We also don't have confirmation that the rest of the line is going to be smaller. So that's kind of the question we're asking and where we're at right now. I have my own beliefs, but what do you guys think? So I'm curious. Just put it in the chat, in the comments below when you watch this video. I'm interested to see what people are thinking. But hopefully this video helped you explain what's going on and what are these two lines, and that the fact that they're merging. But that's really it for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews of Masterpiece figures as long as I can do it. And we'll see you next time.